Record. All right, we're good.
Alright, okay.
Say hi to
Stop a second.
Zenu Force.
Posterity.
All right, so just to go back a little bit, we go on to here. You can make that probably with your pile driver, but it's pretty awkward. So if you had hooked on to like his kneecap here, it probably would have been enough to get that angle. Because the thing is, you don't need to go high. What you're looking to do is roll through this way, go into them like this, and then just get your pile driver off the ledge right there.
The edge. Okay. Yeah, I don't do that enough.
Yeah, it would be very, very good. That'll disrupt them a lot because like the bat might drop, but then you then slam onto everyone there. That's just gonna give your oops, wow, knocked my mouse. That's gonna give your team a bunch of time to set up and get ready. And even if they're not like transition, like gives you alt charge, and you're not putting yourself at any risk because you're playing Paul. All right,
So,
said almost to it, but not quite. That's why it's super important to be. We didn't time that really that well either with the rest of the team. Like we went in, then we left, and then everyone else on the team started to push in. Now, granted, if you had actually like made it to the top, it might have been enough because then they would have been shooting at you still. But I still think the team, or you were a little bit early, slash the team was a little bit late on that, just in general. Um, so just paying attention to where people are, because I think when we went in, like Brig was still on the stairs. Okay, well let's continue. I assume we're just waiting though.
It might behoove you to kind of figure out what the actual plan was there, if you remember lots. So remember, there are other comps for that if you kind of want to listen to that as well, but there's a reason why Drake was late, because that was actually the intended plan.
I don't. I know we had talked about one of the things that we were looking to do was to soft dive high ground, get them off of it, and then let our core rotate onto that spot. I think there was a little bit of a misunderstanding, if I remember, on this first one, where Sigma kind of like goes to hard rotate to the high ground, but we hadn't actually won the high ground yet. I think they were supposed to play statue to start with. But as far as like why, like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, make sure you know the context on that, and the Zweig wasn't there, right? So, um, make
Yeah,
sure he knows the context before he just like
got
he
it.
can only go off of what he sees right
Yeah,
here, right?
okay,
So he's gonna need you to actually know the to help him with the context. And
right.
again, the comms are there if you need to.
Yeah, I mean, we could go look at those real quick.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, this is just
So
the beginning of the map, so will
yeah,
be pretty easy to
pretty
find.
easy to queue that up, I think.
Let me change from game
Um,
display to screen. I can pull that up. I guess might as well stream the screen. Although you won't be able to hear it, but in the
that's fine.
recording,
I'll trust you.
yeah.
You
Okay.
Got some
Yeah, the
power
volleyball.
behind that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the volleyball.
power
Oh,
behind
okay.
that. Yeah.
All right, Colo,
Oh, opened
Colo
it
and
twice.
Amy, when you guys
Look
are
at
on
all
the
this.
Diva and we're in the dive, if
I don't know why it's
Diva
not
is
loading.
the tank of choice,
Okay.
I want you guys to think about
I think this was
what
the
your
third map.
like
So
what the dangers to your
Hold it.
supports are. If there's only one, and the support line, well, if there's only one, I want you to go and kill the rest. So yeah, keep taking it slow. We're doing good. Just keep taking it slow, and just remember retreat path to your supports. If your supports can't directly get involved, like on Numani, it should be a bit easier on Blizzard, but still, can still be difficult if they're holding top right in the instance because your Ana's kind of stuck in Vikings. So
I got
that's
Hanzo.
it's still fine. If they're playing high sustain, try not to think about we're going in for kills.
Nope.
And Sigma, buff the tank.
Okay. I'm ready to
Alright.
go back in.
Yeah,
Let's get our rotation
we're-
going.
Get rotating.
We're waiting
Okay,
for
never
a ball.
mind, never mind.
Almost there.
There's a soft dive just so they can rotate.
Softing.
1 second.
We're probably gonna have our like if we get through choke, assuming they give it to us, probably statue is gonna be where we're gonna be setting our core up at the start here.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
but we can
good.
also get the core up to high ground on right.
Yeah. Yeah, if they give ride.
I mean, once take that high ground from them.
Yes. That's our goal is diving for the space.
All right.
All right, let's give it a shot, guys.
Sounds good.
Let's go.
I'm gonna be going along the right side here. I'm gonna be looking
Same.
to swing in from main, but it's
Okay.
all depending on all depending on Phantom's calls here.
Coming in from right
So-
side upstairs.
I'm going left side. They got Hanzo.
All right.
All right.
They're set
Echo.
up on right. They're
Dude,
set up on
Phantom,
right.
Echo, or
Also
they're
Echo.
Echo.
Right,
Solid.
okay.
They're set up
Echo,
on right.
Hanzo.
We got 4 on ride. We got Orisa on point, and
Okay.
we got Zen on boat.
Gotcha. We set up for
Okay.
we want to push to get the ride here. Okay.
Yeah. Let's dive right.
Are we ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
I am.
Ready?
3, 2,
Soft,
1.
there's a soft dive just so they can rotate.
Softing.
Yep.
Backing up.
We've rotate.
I don't know the exact reason of why. I mean, the break wasn't actually that far behind looking at it.
Okay.
But you didn't. Yeah, that wasn't actually that. One did try to see.
We
Okay.
got Zen on boat.
Gotcha. We set up for
Okay.
we want to push to get the ride here. Okay.
Watching
Yeah.
it again.
Let's dive right.
Are we ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
I am.
Ready?
3, 2,
Soft,
1.
there's a soft dive just so they can rotate.
Softing.
Yep.
Backing up.
We've rotate.
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't actually looking at it again, especially from like the comms perspective. I don't think it was that bad. I think just us like tripping up a little bit mechanically.
Yeah.
It's just,
Obviously,
but like
that
that
was a big-
happens.
a big
Like
part of it,
it's
right?
not a
Yeah.
big deal. I think otherwise, if you had done that, I mean, they had a really good shot onto your Zen, which would have been tricky to avoid. Frank just needs to stay a little bit closer to Emmy, maybe. I don't know exactly, but that's not important for this VOD review. Exactly.
Right.
All right, but we're planning on going in again. They're being aggressive.
Changing position.
System repaired.
Okay. All right, and we get it. Very nice.
Shields.
We could have stayed in that fight much longer.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna pop your shields like that, then
Especially. Right?
you just
yeah.
stay in. Okay. So we know that now. Oh, and you had your pile driver. So, do you know what you're waiting for right now, looking behind you? You're just waiting for your team to take this right side high ground, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
When do they do that, and when do we or start making that rotation? So they're making it right now. Where are we? In the air. No, we're here. So obviously we don't need to make that rotation.
Right.
They have no one except for Rock, which I'm pretty sure we're about to see or just saw come out and halt. They have virtually no way of stopping your rotations. Right? So take this time, like wow, like make it a little bit easier on your team by just rolling through them. Not staying at all, but just being a nuisance and just adding a little bit of disruption, making it just that much harder for them to poke at your team while they're making these slow rotations. And you'll also be charging your ultimate much faster that way. So like, let's see. Like, yeah, I think they just used rock, or we can see, right? Oh no, they still have rock. They're gonna use rock here. Right. Rock comes out. Now they pretty much have nothing. Like halt, that's gonna be pretty hard for them to hit when you're going at full velocity. Just go for like rolling through the tanks right here. And then you're safe, right? Then you just go behind here, grab the mini. If they chase you, then you can just keep on going back and grab the next mini, and you're kind of okay with that. So now, once your team is in the high ground now, if they chase you, great. Like, that's even less pressure on your team, and they're not going to kill you. And now, you can re-engage again from a different angle than your DPS pretty easily, which is always what you're trying to do when you're engaging.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's not that like waiting is bad necessarily, but we could be more proactive. Nice. Okay. This is not great. So we're trying to get out, but obviously we want to reset as fast as possible, right? We need a reset. Let's do that quickly. Roll back through here and grab the mega, and then once again you're behind them.
Right.
And now you're at full health.
I'll take care of you.
This is very aggressive on them. So we probably didn't want to be there. Like, we're not contributing much to that. I think I'd rather you be harassing their Zen and counter diving at that point. Because we just, unless you're going to use mines, or you're just not adding to that, except adding to the enemy team's ult charge. Because peeling is not really very viable on ball. No! Why? Stealing ult charge from your Zen.
Oh, yeah.
60 seconds remaining.
I mean, you know. Do you?
Sorry, what?
Do you know what you did wrong there?
No, let me.
Let's watch it again.
60 seconds remaining.
Disengaging too quickly?
No. Well, actually, you could have stayed in that fight, yeah. But we used mines and then no, we didn't. We used pile driver and then used mines. Instead of doing the mines pile driver to make it so that slows down their retreat from you, essentially. Probably won't matter right now in that case. Like, they need to move anyways, and it's already pretty difficult. But could have contributed to that. And could have stayed in the fight more. Although I'm not super upset that you didn't. Once again, like they're rotating here. They're trying to poke. Just roll through them. Start building up your ult again. If you like make how many we've used our ult once in this game. Like if you start doing that, just constantly just start whacking them while your team is trying to rotate and you're not engaging. Like like that's the thing. They are rotating. They're not getting ready to engage. We don't want to do that when we're getting ready to dive because then we have to wait for our cooldowns again and to get healed up maybe. So it's when the rest of the team is rotating is when we can take advantage of comps that don't have that many abilities to stun us. It could also mean, best case scenario, you force out cooldowns that they would have liked to save for when we dive them.
Gotcha.
30 seconds.
Nice. You're okay with that? Wow. Unfortunate. They committed a ton of stuff. This is a small thing. But like when they were all playing there, you probably could have hooked on to the to this here.
Okay. Top of the table, yeah.
That way you get the scoop and poop. Not just it was still good. You got the pile driver. It's just then you get the boop and the pile driver. But
yeah.
It was a really good pile driver though. So very small detail. I want to see who is our, what do we do once we land is what I'm interested in.
30 seconds.
Okay. That's not a good decision, I don't think. So if you, that's fine. You go in, you use your grapple, you pile drived. If you want to leave, totally fine. I get it. But then we get our grapple back, but then we leave ball form and start shooting.
Okay.
We could be using the grapple, like let's say once we slammed, right, we then rotate this way. Oh, my mouse is being weird. If we did that, now we're playing at a different angle than the rest of our team. Right now this is very similar. I mean, we're going to get flex, but it's a bit similar to where our team wants to be rotating and moving into. They're not going to just stay on that high ground the whole time. Yeah. So we moved into the position where the team wants to be instead of taking an opposite angle. And then once we got our grapple back, instead of like if you were here rolling through them again and maybe trying to follow up on this Discord, or if you had stayed in before following up on Phantom's hack, instead of doing that, we shoot them at range at the Orisa, doing contributing very little to the fight.
Yeah.
So we got blown up. Yeah, we got into the flex.
Adaptive circuits engaged. 10 signals.
Almost out of time. No primary now.
Full speed.
Taking the object. EMP activated.
Nice. All right. We're gonna grab the cart. That's fine. Or is Tracer? Are we not? Okay.
I think we were being told there was a vulnerable Zen like on the tank, and we tried to go take the opportunity, and it was not there.
Okay, that's fine.
So, yeah.
Try to make a play. It's not like you. Although we're using flux. Nice. Oh, what? Oh, we don't have pile driver.
Yeah.
I don't even think you realize that. Okay.
Monster revived.
That was interesting. So now we can take this time to just try and mess with them, right? Just because our team is respawning.
I am under attack. Top speed. Dropping.
Okay. Nice. I don't think you needed mines, but I think it's fine that you did. Mine is very cheap. So better safe than sorry. Now their tanks are really staggering. Oh, you can assassinate this Sig here. I'm very curious. Was it called out? I want to know. Now we're responding.
Are you ready?
No.
Yep, I'm ready. I'm ready.
No, 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 no.
No, no.
Ooh.
Or Godzilla, not Hanzo.
All right. I'm gonna push card a little bit. All right. Get set up. That's one. Going forward.
Yep.
All right, I'm going
I'm
up to
gonna
the
play
high
far
ground.
left.
Sigma and Orisa are both half.
Are you ready?
No.
Yep, I'm ready. I'm ready.
No, 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 no.
No.
Okay, so that's interesting. Emmy calls out Sigma and Orisa are both half. I think half was a bit false. Could have said low. I don't know, but maybe you're thinking half. I don't know. I would still try and punish it, right? And then you're like, I'm ready to engage. What about you guys? And they're like, no, no, no. So you back off.
Right.
The problem is, not really a problem. What we don't realize is that we're not in a position where they can punish us. Even if we poke at them and just try and find a pick, we're not extending ourselves like very far by doing that. We're just looking over the ledge and shooting down. We're putting ourselves at virtually zero risk. So even if someone can't follow up, like, that's fine. People are rotating. And we've kind of talked about this. Like, that doesn't mean we can't do anything, especially against this comp that has very little ways to stop you outside of rock and halt. If you do get stuck, and you, as we saw before, you get bursted down pretty quick. But as long as you just play around and are aware of rock and you're aware of halts, they can't really deal with you. So definitely take advantage of that. Yes, people cannot follow up right now, but you don't need people to. And the team doesn't need you to rotate. Nice.
60 seconds remaining.
I don't like that. So this is good.
60 seconds.
We should have gone back in at that point.
Yeah.
Do we have pile driver yet? No, but that's fine. We still have shields, right? And if you want to make it easier on your team to rotate out, then the best thing you can do is just run right through them right now. Give yourself 20% all charge. You are discorded, but it's very quick and you still have shields. So you are okay. And plus, that might distract them and not peel for their Zen, who is currently hacked and under attack by Phantom. You might get that pick, and then you can decide to go in again and commit off that pick. Or at least just try and take control of the high ground while Rav is pushing the cart.
Yeah.
So got some.
Like right now, We could have taken all this time to rotate around to... I mean, Phantom is taking this angle. So we could have taken this time to rotate around to here. Not that it's a long rotation. And just run through them into StarCraft. And then you can just keep on doing this until your team is, like, ready to commit to a fight. Now, obviously, you should probably stop once you're, like, low on health. Just wait, get a health pack, a pack from your Brig, and then you can go back in again with the rest of your team. But while you've got health, just Grapple's really short cooldown. They can't really punish you that well. Go for it.
I've got you covered.
Nice. Uh-oh, Phantom's in trouble. He got out. No! Very sad. Are you gonna try and touch? Alright, we got the touch. Yeah, I think this is not... They have Bongo, so this wouldn't have been a big deal, but if they didn't have Bongo, probably just taking the time to engage from a different angle would have been great, because then you just don't take that much damage forward, just like as you're making that rotation. Like, you don't have to go through as many people. It's not that big of a deal. I'm making a big deal out of it. Let me see if it actually was. But like, see how like we're here, but then we stop? Like, why stop when we could continue and just rotate? Then we just hide. Right when we need to touch, we can do it at the very last minute. All that time, the rotation, we took virtually 0 poke. Oh yeah, we get the Discord this way. So that actually was a pretty big deal.
Adaptive circuit engaged. Zenyatta.
System initialized.
Oh yeah, we were hoping to get mines off of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So mainly, big way that you could be contributing more, like at the end of this, we use mines twice. It's not ideal numbers, obviously.
Yeah.
And just the way you fix that, and we were pretty close to a third mines, but the way you fix that is just by when your team is rotating, just kind of rolling through them when you can get away with it. If they're going like Kree, maybe you're a little bit more reserved. Depends on where they are, how long you're, like, when you can turn a corner to get away from them. If they have a Sombra, you don't know where she is, then you probably can't do it at all. But
right. But something like this where there isn't it.
In this case, you're
it's just a SIG.
pretty good. As long as you just, like, if the SIG doesn't know where you're coming from, then whenever you engage, you should be fine. Just because the cast time for Rock takes a while.
Right.
Ready. Ready. Ready for battle. Ready. Ready for battle. Ready for battle.
Okay. Okay, nice. So you guys give 2 ticks.
Let me patch that up. Behind you.
Okay. You force barrage out. Nice. Alright. So, that's just... I don't think you did anything wrong there. I think it's just a little unfortunate that we kind of got blown up a bit up here. But you had... I mean, the mechanics were like a little weird at times, but really not that big of a deal at all. Like you still did what you like went to accomplish. You got the Zen, you got the Zarya. Now they're down to. You waited a few ticks. I probably would have just sent like, no, you couldn't have sent someone to go punish the Zen as he's rotating back because the Zarya's right behind him. So yeah, you guys had to engage onto that fight. So yeah, I think you did pretty good there.
System initialized.
Barrier in place.
Oh. But we had pile drive then. We didn't use it on the Zen who was one.
I think I might got booped back. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Oh, we got the Zen. Oh, then when they res the Zen. So then he gets really low again. Yeah, we didn't pile drive. Yeah, with the Discord orb on us, we had to be a bit more reserved. Don't worry about shooting the Pharah that much. It's you get more value for yourself and your team if you just focus on harassing their backline, like their Zen, while he's alive. And if he's alive, then bully the Zarya. You probably won't kill the Zarya, but if you can distract her, then that's fine, because you just don't have really any ability to punish the Pharah or the Mercy. Like if you see them low and you can go for it, go for it. Why didn't Frank rotate? Come on, Frank. Yep, pile driver got blocked by bubble. Okay. Ouch, that hurts. And they are CCing. It happens. This is definitely going to be pretty tough for you guys if you stick with this comp. But if you want to stick with this comp, then we got to use these ults, and we have to be more aggressive. Or at very least counter dive, really.
Top speed landing.
Nice, like that.
Helden sterben nicht. Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei.
So, you see, that was... I think it's important to realize, like, once you roll through, like, how much health, like, do I have still? We stopped, like, right here. Then we decided to start shooting. But we were already half health at that point. So we really can't stay in the fight for that long. Instead of doing that, just continue your, like, fireball around corners is where you want to be ending them a lot of the times if you're not planning on, like, finishing off a target. And then you reload if you need to, or if you don't, then you can just peek around this corner and shoot at them out of range of the monkey, ideally. Although it's really not important that you do that. It'd be more important that you get these mines off, especially now that Zarya used personal, or go after the Zen. Oops.
System restored.
See you later.
Yeah, we've held on to these ults for so long.
Yeah.
All right. Qs are pressed.
Top speed
So ideally, what could have gone better there is we knew they were trying. Well, did we? Did we know? Well, we have perfect information because our team sees everyone.
Yeah.
So we do know that they're trying to make a rotation onto this left side. And I think we knew that here. Instead of going to where your team is, if you had just come around this side or even from behind, and as they're moving left, like just disrupted them earlier, gives your team more time to poke, more time to use their ults in a more favorable position because Phantom got poked out and had to leave. So, but when you come from this angle, it's not that this, like, it's not that it's bad that the team was already occupying, like, that angle that you come from. It matters, it does matter a little bit, but it more matters, like, where you end up after your fireball. Like, is that angle the same as your team or different?
Okay.
But what was really, what could have been improved here was just how much time. Like, by the...
See you later.
Like, now we can make the fireball when they're already, like, right next to our team.
Yeah.
So the team could have backed up earlier and probably should have by a little bit. But if you engage earlier, then that means your team gets to poke at them more. Now, this is a question. Who gets more value from poke? Your team or their team?
All theirs.
Yeah, theirs. But why?
They've got the Pharah long range spam. They've got Zen more long range spam. Sorry, can fire right clicks, you know.
Right? Those are the big poke things. Who do we have that pokes?
Well, we have our own Zen. At 22 meters Sigma implosion, right?
Okay. It's some distance. Doesn't really matter here.
Fair
but
enough.
Sigma's pretty good at poking.
Middle distance. Middle
distance.
Sigma
Yes,
poking.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, actually, it probably is more important that we engage earlier. Like, right now, we're full health. I mean, we could be... Where's Phantom? He just translocated out. Nox is dead. it is a rough position. So we want Emmy to get back so that we get our spawns back and then can push again. And I think Emmy's backing up now. Probably shouldn't be that far up in the first place, but it is what it is. So we have time on our hands. Let's rotate, just push into the tanks, absorb from damage. I'm sure the Pharah, closest target, start shoot the ball. Like, you will just absorb attention. Ball is great at absorbing things. He's just one big hamster sponge.
Right.
Okay, but we're doing this. We're doing this. Ooh, I saw that far as low. I mean, she's full now. I probably would be... Well, let's see. Are we trying to get onto a target? No. Phantom is 1 in our backline. We can't engage on a target yet. Let's make time. Roll through the choke here. Then we can probably... If we had done this a little bit earlier, we could... Well, we wouldn't be able to take the high ground, but we could grapple onto this corner, go around, wait around here, and then roll back through again. We know that there's not really a mini or a mega close to us when we make that rotation. So it would be... Where's their Tracer? Tracer's coming back. If the Tracer goes after us, that's fine. We can just keep on rotating back with the mega. Let our Zen know that besides the Pharah, he's super safe. But I got distracted. The point was, if there's no mega or mini when you're making these rotations, like you're just trying to disrupt them, then you can use your shields. If there is a mega or mini where you want to rotate into, then do it. Alternatively, you could let them take a little bit more space, go in, slam, and then rotate into this room and grab the mega. That actually might be a better decision. I was just making that because a second ago we saw the Pharah was 1. Yeah. And that would be my instinct if I were you. But with more patience, there's probably is a safer rotation to just go get the mega. And that means because your exit is so close, you can probably get away with also using your pile driver. Although Zen does split after that. You only have a small window for these, especially against this comp that doesn't stay close. Oh, good recovery. Nice. Yeah, your comp is definitely, I think, it's pretty good on this this point when you have control of space. Nice. Ah, Phantom, go for the hack. Get the Pharah. Take her out of the sky. Very nice. What is Zen? What the heck is there Zen doing there?
Yeah, he was.
pretty good. Don't take that. Your supports are there. They're not engaging. Your supports are exist. Give them the ult charge, especially because then just use trance. No! Oh, we didn't use mines. Why didn't we use mines? Do we have a different plan?
No idea.
That seemed like a pretty great opportunity. If I were you.
Looks like a mines to me. I also don't know why I'm using my grapple there.
Right. Yeah, that too. I mean, I thought so. I don't mind the grapple if you had used it to like grapple onto like this building here and then swing across and then follow up with pile drive. No, you don't need to. I think just using mines and then pile drive would have been pretty good, especially because their Lucio's not with him.
Right, they can't move out of it. Like
yeah,
they're just I don't know. Apparently, in the moment, I just completely forgot an ultimate. Apparently, because I'm looking at it right now and I'm going, "This is obviously mines."
You're not helping your ult's use stat. You just got to 3.
No.
I mean, that Lucio's not worth your time. I mean, Phantom's here now, if you want to punish both of them. Just finish the reload.
I would have to aim that.
True. Okay. Where's Phantom?
Yeah, he's right there. You're right.
Yeah, someone needs to tell Phantom to hack this Lucio, so that you could just kill him. I don't know if is he gonna? Is he coming? No. Why? Yeah. Yeah. There's no reason you guys have to. That just. I'm curious what the calls were at that point in time. What time is it? What is in game? 25 seconds.
Zarya Hanzo underneath.
Wherever they
Yep,
commit in,
they're
I'm
going
gonna go ahead and mines that area.
Zarya no self.
Lucio's trying to back cap, so just be careful.
When they,
I mean, we're not even talking about the Lucio. Nox mentions it.
mm-hmm.
If you, let's see, when does? Let's go back earlier.
Set up back high ground.
Oh, sorry, Discord. No
Same
personal.
setup, same setup.
Okay, they used.
5.
Just going around the right side.
Yep, they're
Going around
going.
the right side.
They're going underneath. They're going underneath.
Underneath.
Yeah, they're gonna play. Yeah, they're gonna go underneath.
Let's rotate around.
Yeah.
Let's rotate
Zarya Hanzo underneath.
Wherever they
Yep,
commit
they're
in, I'm
going
gonna go ahead and mines that area.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think we don't talk about it. Like, it's really not mentioned. Don't keep that to yourself. Ask, like,
Yeah.
we know we're not going to be able to deal with the Lucio. Like, it's so difficult. He can just skate away, ride around another side of the wall on that pillar there. Like, he knows what he's doing. And we know that we really don't have the ability to punish him. If he's hacked, yes, easily. You and Phantom can easily take that Lucio out when he's hacked.
Gotcha.
So, and if it doesn't happen, then it's not a big deal. You just ask Phantom, like, hey, Phantom, can you hack this Lucio behind us? If he can't, whatever. Go with the plan. You guys are very focused on dealing with that rotation. Not at all a bad thing. But if you do have, like, the window of opportunity when they're rotating to just get the hack on the Lucio, take him out, well, now you're up 1 to this fight. And you won't have to constantly just, like, deal with this Lucio who's constantly trying to back cap you guys. All right. Well, that's it. Let's watch it then.
Zarya no self.
Lucio's trying to back cap, so just be careful.
When they Keep
They have
fighting.
no
for them,
Lucio
keep
with
fighting.
them.
Keep fighting. Keep fighting. We need them in the area where we can actually do something with them.
Oh,
Going in for
big
this.
grab. Lux. Frank is so close to his trance. If only we didn't steal his alt charge.
They're not there.
Ryan's
Ay,
low.
caramba.
Ryan's low.
Get out. Get it. Recontest. Recontest late. Recontest late.
Okay.
With mines. With mines.
I can't move.
Oh,
Yeah,
unfortunate.
I forgot about that. Yeah, yeah. Gonna grapple at the end there.
Rip. What do you say? I can't move.
Yeah.
Ryan's
again?
low. Ryan's
They
low.
boot me away, guys. I'm sorry.
Recontest,
That's
recontest,
definitely what
recontest,
happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
With mines. With mines.
I can't
Walls.
Walls are hard. All right.
Resist hero in Overwatch.
So, yeah. Like, seriously, if we, a couple times we grabbed Mega when we didn't need to, that could have been Frank's ult charge. Legitimately could have made a difference at this map. He's so close to his ult right now. Alright. But, it is what it is. We ended this map with 3 ults used. A couple
Yeah.
times, I just don't know why. And I don't think you know why.
I
Because
don't
they
even
seem
know
pretty
why.
obvious, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
All right. Well, otherwise, I think the big thing that we could like focus on from this is like knowing that okay, their comp doesn't have a whole lot of stuns or hacks or whatever. So, that's good news. And our team is focusing on rotating. We are not ready to engage yet, and we won't be for maybe another 10 seconds.
Mhm.
Take that opportunity to get ult charge, to harass them, maybe force out cooldowns, and then when you actually engage, maybe you'll probably find more opportunities for people out of position when
Yeah.
you disrupt them, because you're giving them the chance to make mistakes. That's like it's a big part of Overwatch is if you never force them to make mistakes, then most teams won't. And it'll be you're just making it harder on yourselves. But if you take the time, like they can't punish you, your team doesn't need you right now, mess with them, make them make mistakes with their positioning or usage of a cooldown, and then you're suddenly in a much better position. You can punish that mistake, and it's a clean fight.
Okay.
But otherwise, you guys ended up with very similar. Actually, was it a minute? Yeah, probably. I don't know what the times were. Doesn't really matter at all, actually, because they stopped you on a second. All right. But yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions? And you want to talk
I
about
think-
Junkertown?
That makes. I think everything we talked about makes sense. I do. Well, I would like to. Can we just like actually hop into a
Hump?
custom game? My goodness. edit that.
This isn't
out.
recorded. Someone
If you
snip it.
need help, I have Premiere. We can get rid of it. This conspicuous cut right there at the end. Yeah, if we just hop into a custom on Junkertown, that could be helpful here.
Okay.
There's some areas that I'm like not 100% sure how I
For
approach
ball?
them. Yeah, for ball.
Yeah, Junkertown can be difficult. On first point, I assume?
Oh, hey, let me in.
Oh. Why don't you just join?
I'm joining you. Okay.
Do I need to turn off hero limit?
No, it should spawn me on the enemy team, I think, by default.
It did not, but I can do that.
Oh.
That's just easier.
Sure.
Full speed.
Alright. So, alright. So point A, attack, right?
Yeah.
So, if you're trying to get like an engagement onto this high ground, how are you doing that?
So I think if you were to ask me,
Yeah.
I think it's just easier to go behind them to start out with.
Okay.
So now we're behind them, playing on these stairs here. If they try to push us, we can grab this mega. It's not a big deal. And then
Okay.
when our team is either they give up that high ground because they try to chase us,
Okay.
or we then just re-engage from the stairs. Going, oh, well, my mouse is being weird, but
Okay.
then you can just engage from behind. I think that's the easiest way to do it, is to start from behind them.
Okay.
Um,
And I mean, you could even, if you came out like left side,
right.
you could even go all the way down coast if necessary.
Definitely, especially if
get
you
that
want to
done.
surprise them.
So,
Easy way to do it. There's also that. Is a
where did
pretty
that come from?
just from main here. I gotta wait for my pile driver again.
Sure.
But because you're higher elevation. Oh, I messed it up. But essentially just going straight across.
Oh, it's literally just a straight route. Oh, that's interesting.
No, that was.
I was a little bit. Okay. Quite there, but yeah. Okay.
And that's also really good because you're not going that high. It doesn't give you that many opportunities.
Yeah, I'm thinking I would need to end up because in my head, like, I'm trying to figure out how I would even do this, and I'm thinking like,
Yeah.
that didn't even connect, you know, like,
Right.
you know, like, this isn't really doing it. Like, I guess the bridge is like the next option if you're trying to come from this way, but that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, I guess this could work.
Yeah. The problem is that's
But-
slow. Gives them tons of
Yeah.
opportunities to
Yeah,
stun you.
exactly, right? So
So this is. I didn't jump at
Oh,
the
you're
end.
actually- okay, you're actually coming just straight from. Oh, no, you.
Yeah, you can.
Where do you let go when you jump? Are you jumping off the edge of the stairs there?
Yeah, like right before I get out.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see how
So,
it's working.
and you can do it with follow up with pile driver, which is the best part.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, because they can't even see you as you're doing that.
So I believe you can do a similar thing over here, if you'd like to. Because the way is, it's just you're abusing the pile driver. Like even from here, if you grapple onto.
Yeah.
And well, I messed it up a little bit, but you can essentially get on the
Okay.
roof and pile drive without them being able to stop you.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I messed
That's
it up.
good
Oh,
that-
it's the other panel. My bad, my bad. It's this right side panel. If you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotcha. So okay, so that was like one of my first like things where I'm just like not sure what to do. So that gives me a lot of options there. I like that. When the fight goes out this way, this is weird because like it's obviously there's no real. I mean, the water tower can get you some elevation for pile drives, but like a lot of that it's just gonna end up being what, just like jumping off of cart to get pile drives and then just using like the rest of the environment to just run
Using
into
people, especially. People are pretty useful to get pile drives off of. But yeah, like,
I have not
so the
practiced
best
that.
thing that you can do,
Yeah.
well, if you just jump on enemies and jump, then you can get your pile driver. Like I can, if you stand still, you might be too big. But yeah.
Oh, no, that works. One of my favorite ball interactions.
But the main thing that you really want to be doing on this part of the first point is just coming at different angles from the rest of your team. And especially because you have this mobility, just go behind them and just harass them from this back line. Just be directly behind them. Hit
Makes
them,
sense.
pile drive. And if you need to, then you have all the high ground behind them if you want to get pile drivers off.
Makes sense, yeah. This as well. It's pretty useful.
Yes. Any other?
I don't think I've actually noticed that this is actually jump onable until just recently. So definitely something to think about.
Yeah.
All right, this makes me feel a lot better about Junkertown first for sure. The rest of the map feels kind of fine, but
even third point.
Yeah, I mean third point, like it's got fidget, it's got a lot of things to like There's like
Just don't,
third
if I
feels
could,
okay.
don't fall into the trap of grappling onto the moving platforms.
Oh,
Those
no.
will just, those mess you up. It
I'll
takes,
take you down every time.
you have to, like, really just practice those, because otherwise, like, knowing where you're going to end up can be very, very deceiving.
Okay, I'm never using this as like a way to... Yeah, no, that's not happening.
You can totally do that.
It's not, no, it's doable, but like I think if it was like important,
Oh, well, I can't
like
do it.
yeah, you see, it's like
Yeah.
Because the problem is if you go up to the edge of the building, you end up like falling into this little like rut that's on the inside, and you don't actually have enough like jump ability to get up onto the top. It's really weird.
I see
this
it,
is
back
this
up a
is
little bit.
you know.
Oh well. Alright. Are there any other maps?
I think honestly this is like the one that we tend to run ball on that I'm usually nervous about playing it on.
Okay. Do you wanna
certainly the defense? Like the defense felt really good, and I felt like I kind of got the defense. You gave me a lot to work with on the offense, so I kind of feel like I'm feeling okay.
Alright.
I'm trying to think of any other. Maybe Busan Sanctuary. That's a little bit. That's another one of those like flat maps. That's like.
Oh yeah. That's another one actually from this. I didn't really. You have a surprising amount of options, but if you
Yeah.
go from the come on mouse. Go from the water tower, you can just totally roll through them and then finish it with a pile driver here.
Hmm. Oh yeah, this is really easy.
The downside is
Yeah.
probably don't go for that though, because if they see you coming, you're gonna be in trouble, because it is a very long fireball. You actually run out of your
Yeah, good
fireball
point.
very close to here where they're gonna be holding, so just going directly, like doing this one, is and actually jumping at the end.
Actually doing it right.
Actually doing it right, yeah, is gonna be your best bet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So now let's go to Busan. Do you think we get Sanctuary the first time?
I mean, there's a 33% chance.
Let's see. Restart match.
Goes to Jeff. No, maybe.
No. Wait, is it? No, yeah, it is.
It's Mega Base.
Darn. Alright, I'll
I
do
don't know
this
which
manually
is
then.
either, so I can't even tell you. Like, oh, it's
Modes.
Mhm.
Control. Alright. The first. Is it the first one?
Yeah.
Let's
we'll
find out.
Dude, there's got to be a notepad somewhere to like point out which one's which.
Downtown. Okay.
Downtown. Okay. And yet I'm still looking at Mega Base here. So.
Let's go. Second. It's gonna be the last one. Watch.
It probably will be. It generally is.
Now
Like,
Hey!
Sanctuary. Here we are. All right.
Alright.
It's also annoying that the first thing you encounter in this map is an uphill like area. Like, why are
Yeah.
you slowing me down, Blizzard?
So usually you want to start by going like main or to the side over
Yeah,
here.
usually, yeah. Generally speaking, what we've been doing is like Nox and I will come down this right side, or well, I guess for you would be left, but anyway, yeah, away from coast. Like this is kind of how we've been rolling out lately.
Okay. So let's say they're playing right on the high ground, right?
Sure.
You can. I'm gonna grapple up to here, and then go for this.
Okay.
I don't know. I just kind of said like this, do this, and this.
So you're literally just gonna. Just,
You can do
I
that
kinda
one.
misread
I've
you a little bit, but yeah.
yeah, grappling.
You came. Okay, you came from lower. Okay.
Yeah, the main part is like making sure you get your pile driver after.
Well, I missed it up a little bit there, but yeah, I get the idea.
You probably don't.
I can work on.
Make
the
sure
timing,
you
honestly.
pile drive when you do your pile drive. It should be on the high ground here, not here. Even if you boop them off, you're still like, if you pile drive on the corner, you're still gonna hit them, even if you boop them to the low ground. That gives you more escape options if they try to push you. Like then if you move this way, well now whoever was right here can't shoot at you anymore. If they're making like this rotation, it just takes time. You just gotta rotate literally to where they just went and follow them.
Okay. Oh, just go on their backside. Gotcha.
Yep, all the way around.
All right. And I'm like pretty much gonna be taking Tracer with me as I'm doing this generally.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you're doing that, Tracer doesn't have to make that entire rotation.
Okay.
Tracer can just play here, and then she can just blink through the window to join you.
Okay. That's because I wouldn't want to waste all the
Only you probably need to do that, because if you're right here, you won't like you can't really assuming they're like right here, you can't really grapple from here. So you need to make that rotation, but your Tracer does not have to. That way, it also works because your Tracer doesn't have to use as many blinks.
Right.
And you're fine with using grapple.
Yeah, by the time we get around to the backside, pretty much you get grapple back roll.
If they're playing main, then you probably just don't even need to pile drive. You just keep on going back and forth from here to there. Grab the minis on the sides of the map, and then the mega on the other side of the map, and just keep on making that rotation.
Yeah. Here's another. So generally speaking, we would be asking Phantom to like hack packs. Is the hacking the mini like a better option, or like because this were like falling back all the way to mega is a little bit far?
Yeah, definitely hack these minis. Absolutely.
Okay.
These
Just hack
minis
the
are
minis.
super helpful here.
Yeah. I mean, they come back so fast too. It's pretty easy to get full off of them. Like.
Yep.
So okay. So. Okay, so while we're here, since we're here, let's say we have point, and like we're holding like up at the opponent's like area, I would assume, right? We're like getting ready to drop on them as they come in, right?
Sure.
Like, we still kind of like doing the same thing. We're like playing around the rock area in this choke.
If your team wants to hold this choke, then I'd be here, to be honest.
Okay.
That way you can just hit
That's
them,
pretty well hidden.
pile drive from behind. Yeah, or like if you're... Like,
And you can at least
just,
see,
like,
you
right
can at least
here.
see if they are.
Right,
you can
and
see
now
if
your
they
team
are
also
coming
has
after you.
perfect information without revealing.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
Like if you just stay here, literally great
nothing
sight
can
line.
get you there. Yeah.
Okay, and you have the mega right here for an escape.
Right. There's absolutely nothing that could happen to you at that point. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I think this makes sense. All right. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to go over today.
All right, I'll stop recording.